Welcome, everybody, to Life in the Fast Lane. I am Andy Lang from WagerTalk.com. Going to recap Talladega as well as the Formula One race in Italy, and then we're going to look forward to this week's race at Dover, and we're going to look ahead to a Grand Prix coming up in Miami in 2 weeks. We'll go over a couple things like that. First off, want to let everyone know, please leave your comments below, leave your picks below. I love seeing it. You guys did great. Let me know what you guys liked last week, and as always, we have some of the sharpest audience here on the NASCAR show. Always love the input. Talladega, I ended up not having any bets, and then I just stuck with one bet that was it was a great bet because we got it in early at like minus 150. And by the time the race was ready to start, it was minus 330. So we cashed it. Nice 1-0. We're now hitting 67% of auto race bets this year. So really, really happy with how the season has unfolded. Hope you guys are cashing with us. But don't forget to leave your comments and picks below. Shout out to Steve Merrill on WagerTalk.com and Rocky Atkinson on SportsMemo.com, my fellow NASCAR homies. Talladega recap. Bubba Wallace wins stage one. He just pops up at these restrictor plate tracks. He's good at them. He knows how to get out front. If he can stay out of trouble, he's always a force to be reckoned with. So you can't overlook him at these Talladegas and Daytonas and now Atlanta. William Byron wins stage two, and then Ross Chastain wins the race, holds off the field. I was pretty surprised. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth place. They could not get organized in their draft line on the last lap, and they really just handed the win to Chastain. Normally, being out front is where you don't want to be on the last lap, but they all tried to fight for second, third, fourth, fifth, and it just didn't work. So Chastain pulls away, gets the win. Congratulations to him. And we have an absolutely loaded Stenhouse award. I'm now going to put Formula One in here. Since we talked NASCAR and Formula One, we now got to include the Formula One guys in here. So let's take a look at some of the nominees. And one of them I may not be able to get through without laughing too hard. It just cracks me up. So nominee number one is BJ McLeod. Doesn't take four tires on the pit stop and immediately wrecks on the restart. So nice strategy. Truex and Eric Jones, they had that incident. They don't get to the front of pack in a straight line. Bubba pushes Logano too hard. Big wreck, takes out a bunch of cars. And then you guys know I love a teammate on teammate crime. Dave Reagan, I don't know what Dave Reagan was doing. He catches up to Cody Ware. They're at the way back of the pack. They're lap cars. They tries to draft him, but really Dave Reagan just runs into the back of him and wrecks his own teammate. So you always know the team owner loves that one. And then the last NASCAR one is Denny Hamlin. So Denny Hamlin is friends with Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson has an incident, and after the race, Denny Hamlin sends out a tweet with a clip from the Family Guy where they're poking fun at Asian drivers and weaving across lanes of traffic. NASCAR gets mad at him and tells him to take it down. And now Denny Hamlin has to take sensitivity training classes because of a tweet. And the Family Guy, the clip that he pulled, aired on Fox, which is the channel the race was airing on. So NASCAR deemed a clip from the channel that is airing the exact same show on the exact same race on the exact same channel. They deemed it too offensive. So now Denny Hamlin is forced to take sensitivity classes. And if you know Denny Hamlin, the fact that he has to take sensitivity classes right now because of a tweet is just incredible. It is one of the more ridiculous things I've seen. I would love to put this as a winner, but it wasn't involved in the race. But if you know Denny Hamlin, you can picture his sensitivity classes. It's going to be incredible. Formula One, we got to talk Carlos Sainz. He gets taken out of the race by gravel. Again, this is 2 weeks in a row. Daniel Ricciardo gets him to his back. He goes in the gravel and is stuck. Carlos Sainz has completed one lap combined in the last two races, and he has finished DFL, dead effing last two races in a row. Not great for Ferrari. But the winner has to be Charles Leclerc. He's got an easy podium finish. He's trying to chase down Sergio Perez for second place when all by himself he gets over the curb, spins himself, damages his wing, and just completely blows his chance at a podium finish. not great from Leclerc. Pushed way too hard, didn't have to, and took himself out of a podium. And with as close as this race is going to be for the constructor points this year, that's a bad one. That could really come back to bite him. So congratulations, Charles Leclerc, winner of the Stenhouse Award. All right, let's talk NASCAR this week. We are going to Dover, the Monster Mile. This is a 1 mile concrete track. This track eats up tires real quick. So I'm worried that this race could be a little bit boring based on some of the shorter tracks that we've seen earlier this year with Richmond and Martinsville. That being said, pit strategy is always going to be an issue here. Guys are going to blow tires. Brakes are going to be they're hard to maintain on this. So I think the pit strategy could be a major factor, especially on restarts towards the end. If teams are running out of tires, you could see that where teams go, we can't give you new tires now with 50 laps left because we only got one set left. So I hope that we're going to get a little bit more exciting race, but I fear that we couldn't have an issue where we don't have a lot of passing unless we have a lot of cautions and restarts. So, but keep an eye on the pit strategy. That could be a major factor. The top 5 average finishers at Dover the last 5 races. We got Kyle Larson, whose average finish is second. Now, he only raced 3 out of those 5 races. Next is Kevin Harvick, average finish 3.8. Next, Truex 5.2. Alex Bowman 6.4. And the surprise in the top 5, Cole Custer 10.3. So we've obviously seen from Cole Custer this year. Maybe he makes an appearance. Now, he only raced the last 3 races here, but his team nailed the setup earlier this year on the track is escaping me right now. But we've seen flashes of brilliance from him and his team. Maybe we see it again this week on a track he likes. And don't forget, last year, Hendricks finished 1, 2, 3, 4. So Team Hendricks grabbed all 4 spots. That was obviously in the old car. So we'll see what they do in the new car. But a dominating race from Team Hendricks last year. All right, let us take a look and take a visit to the Slipstream. We're going to talk about the Grand Prix in Italy. Weather was a major factor, of course. We had a lot of rain to deal with. Verstappen just looked great all weekend. He did not disappoint in the race. An incredible move on the sprint race, which I think they knew that they had the best car. They waited till the end to get the pass. Gives him the pole position. Great start off the grid and never looks back. We talked about Carlos Sainz getting taken out by Daniel Ricciardo hitting him. Leclerc just didn't have the speed to win this race, and you wonder if there's going to be some tracks where the porpoising, that's where the front of the car keeps bouncing up and down a little bit too much. That's what Mercedes is dealing with right now. They haven't, the new cars have not been able to deal with that. We saw that with Ferrari, and we also saw the adjustments that Red Bull made. They made their cars a little bit lighter, and boy, they look fast. They were talking about how they designed the new cars and they made them just a little bit too heavy so that they looked faster around the corners. And maybe this is a turning point where Verstappen rips off a couple wins and Red Bull jumps up, especially if Carlos Sainz is going to be finishing dead last in the gravel. I don't expect that. McLaren looked great. My free play on the show last week was Lando Norris to finish in the top 6. That was never in doubt. He finished 3rd. He looked great. The McLarens are looking good. Our play of the week was Bottas. Bottas is ripping off top 10 finishes. And before qualifying in practice, if they're going to keep giving me minus 150s with Bottas in the top 10, I'm going to keep taking it because he's better than the Mercedes right now. I think he's better than the Alpines. And he's just constantly running in that, 6, 7, 8 range. So I think we're getting really, really good value. His car seems to be good. He's driving really mature, and that bet was never in doubt. And then Mercedes, my gosh, they just keep on struggling. And it's crazy to think George Russell over Lewis Hamilton is now a really good bet. Hamilton's car is not there. Hamilton's not there. And it was just crazy to see the morning of George Russell minus 150, minus 170 against Lewis Hamilton. Never, ever would have thought that. But this is 2022 Formula One season with these cars. I'm excited for next week, and it's the Grand Prix, and they're going down to Miami. And this is, with the excitement of the Netflix show and the amount of fans that they've gained in the U.S., this is Formula One's chance to really, really take a stranglehold here in the U.S. If they put on a good show down in Miami, and if that's an exciting race, it's going to be on. This is their really big shot. We got Vegas on the horizon where they're going to be doing a race there, but the track should be amazing. And if they put on a good show, the fans are going to go crazy down in Miami. It should be a hell of a party. Very excited about that. That is not this weekend. That's next one. And I do want to mention on the Formula One website, they actually have a 3D video driving around the course. So you can kind of take a virtual drive through. So you can see you got a lot of tight corners and some huge open stretches. So it should be a really good course. I think you're going to see Ferraris do well in the corners. You're going to see the Red Bulls do well in the straightaways. And if the Red Bulls are good in the corners, like they were last week, we could see a really good performance from Verstappen. I think it should be a good track. So looking forward to that next week. All right, time for best bet. We're going back to NASCAR. We're going to Dover. Give me Kyle Busch over Denny Hamlin. Listen, Kyle Busch is having a good year. 4 straight top 10 finishes. He's finished ahead of Hamlin in 5 out of the 7 non-restrictor plate races. They're very equal here at Dover. You're seeing them finish neck and neck, but with this new car, Hamlin only has 1 top 10 finish this year. That was his win at Richmond. Kyle Busch has 7 top 10 finishes. He's been better. He's been more consistent with his finishes. Last year was kind of a year from hell for Kyle Busch. A lot of unlucky things happened. They couldn't quite get the car right. What happens this year starts to regress back. He gets a lucky win, so maybe this is the year that things fall into place for him. But I'll be taking Kyle Busch over Denny Hamlin. That is available on DraftKings. It's only -110. That is my best bet. Okay, guys, running a special, the 90-day special for $199. We got 3 months of incredible sports, lots of golf, lots of tennis, NBA, NHL, MLB, 19 auto races. That's why we picked this 3-month stretch to run a special. You don't need a promo code. It's just on the profile page. Go grab that at WagerTalk.com. One of the best specials we've run for a while. And thank you to the folks at WagerTalk for working with me on that one. So grab that. Also, the pack for NASCAR is up this week, looking to build on this 67% winning streak. All plays can be found at WagerTalk.com. Good luck. Let's have a great race at Dover. Cash some tickets. We'll see you next week on Life in the Fast Lane.